Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. So, another double for everybody. We're just giving out doubles, right? Every single day. There's been updates. There's been things happening at Chelsea and beyond. And this one is a good one because I feel like this video might be a little bit of a reality check, I think, for all of us and for Chelsea football clubs. Let's start off at Chelsea before we get off to elsewhere. You know where I'm heading because it's in the title. It's going to be a good one. Starting off at home, we are talking about Gittens. What's the latest? Is not looking good. So we got Patty telling us, quoting his tweet about the Gittens news, that Dortmund are likely to keep him for the Club World Cup and then ready to sell him for 50 million euros. Chelsea to offer 35 max. We know there's a big gap. He has now come out and said no Gittens for Chelsea at the Club World Cup. End of story. Not happening. And I got to say, for Chelsea, because of the lack of pre-season, right? Because of the lack of pre-season, I would have liked to be able to see signings come in beforehand. That way we can get to have an idea of what they're about in a competitive competition. And then we have a good idea of how it's going to look heading into the new season. Because after the Club World Cup, there's no time. There is no pre-season. Depending how far we go, we want to go as far as possible. I don't want to get knocked out the group phase. We won't. But you get the gist. We go as far as possible. We come back. The players will probably have a week holiday. 1 week. They've not had a break yet. These lot, anyway. Maybe a tiny little few days. And then today, a lot of the players are back to Cobham. Those that have gone off on international duty will just have to go straight to the States. That's the problem. The international duty is what's done it here. Players have not had a break yet. After the Club World Cup, a small little gap, and then you have to start pre-season. You ain't got a choice because not long after that, the season starts. So everything's going to be super crammed. I wanted to be able to see if we're getting any players, those players, to play for Chelsea at the Club World Cup. Now, Gittens will be at the Club World Cup, but he'll be there with Dortmund. So we'll get to see him, but what does that do for us? That doesn't really do much for us because we've already seen Gittens play for Dortmund. I want to see what he's like at Chelsea beforehand. Instead of after the competition, there's hardly any pre-season. We go straight into the season and we don't really know what we've got. You know, that's what is the bad thing here. Look, that's Gittens, and that's the latest on him. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to save what I want to say right now because, like I've said, I've got more to show you. So let's put that on the shelf for now. Maignan, what's the latest with him? Well, the player has taken things into his own hands, and I'm glad. Here it is. So Maignan wants to complete a move to Chelsea and has told AC Milan that he will not be renewing his deal with the club. There is now an ultimatum. Sell me now or lose me on a free transfer in 12 months' time. End of story. That's from L'Equipe. Respect. This will, look, it's like I've said, because of the situation at AC Milan in, this will get done. I think today or tomorrow. I would be surprised if it doesn't. I'll be honest. Because AC Milan are in a situation here. They know we want him for the Club World Cup, but do you want to risk not getting the deal done now and then losing him completely, like he said, for free? I don't think AC Milan are going to risk it. I think if push comes to shove, it goes into the wire, AC Milan will fold. Right, it's like a poker game. Hey, we're back with the poker games. Yeah, we're back with the poker games. It's like, you know, you got to bluff. You got to bluff and bluff and bluff and bluff. It's not really bluffing, but you got to understand the position that your opponent's in and then just wait for them to fold. You know? Now, AC Milan might have a lot of cojones on them and just go, okay, no, we'll wait until you fold. Then at that point, someone's going to die. But we'll see. I think AC Milan are not going to be stupid, personally. And I think at the very end, they'll accept a decent bid and they'll get their money and we get the player. So, unlike Gittens, I am expecting Maignan to be with Chelsea for the Club World Cup. But he's the only one I'm expecting for us to be there at the Club World Cup. And the lap, of course, we've signed the lap. That's it. Some of the others that we're after, nothing's really going on. Now, talking about someone, well, let me show you this and then I'll piece it together for you. Here's the latest coming out of Liverpool. So Darwin Núñez is open to join Al Hilal from Santiago. First contact established in the recent hours with his entourage, still waiting for an official offer. Darwin Núñez. Obviously, Al Hilal have moved on from Osimhen. Osimhen's not going. If Darwin Núñez goes to Al Hilal, Liverpool need a striker. What does that mean? Yep, you guessed it. We go for round 2 with Liverpool Football Club. Blow for blow. Right? Just like we did with Caicedo and Lavia. Actually, round 3. Ekitike. Yeah. Because apparently, Liverpool want Ekitike too. But if they let go of Darwin Núñez, then they bloody well need Ekitike at that point. And Ekitike seems like the only logical striker that these clubs are looking at. No one else is being touted or rumoured or linked. Are we going to get a Chelsea versus Liverpool war again for another player? Bloody hell. Tired of them though. Because they always force us to spend big money. We already seen what they're valuing Ekitike at 100 million euros. I guarantee with Liverpool in the mix, Chelsea are going to start putting in some stupid bids. I gotta be honest here. It worked for Lavia and Caicedo, I think. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're not looking at the fee now, are we? We're looking at the players and going, you know, well, we're glad we got them. Ekitike, will that be another one? Liverpool, just leave us alone. Leave us alone, man. Anyway, we'll see what happens in that regard. But you best believe there's no chance Ekitike is there in time for the Club World Cup either. So I think we've now come to a consensus. For the Club World Cup, Chelsea will only have Delap and maybe Maignan. I think it will be, but that's it. If we look elsewhere, all right, see that thing we had to put on the shelf? Yeah, it's time to take it off. Yeah, because now it's time to talk. Let's go to Man City. This club, man. When this club moves, they move. You know, when they decide to run, they're Usain Bolt. Here it is. So breaking, Ryan Cherki to Man City. Here we go. From Fabrizio. Deal in place club to club after direct contact. Cherki will sign 5-year deal as Man City player. Lyon to receive €35 million package with add-ons as L'Equipe reports. Documents being prepared in time for the Club World Cup. We got more. David Ornstein. Man City reached total agreement with Lyon to sign Cherki. Deal for 21-year-old worth just around €40 million plus personal terms done on contract till 2030. Medical expected Tuesday, and if City finalise in time, France International will be available for the FIFA Club World Cup. This team, man. So let me get this straight. Man City went for Reinders. They've got him. They went for Aït-Nouri. They've got him. They've gone for Cherki. They've got him. They've got all those players ready for the Club World Cup. And for what? 110 million total? Euros, that is. We'll just call it 100 million pounds for those 3 players. That's a serious club. That's a serious, serious club. Yeah, that's an example to everyone. Not just Chelsea, to everybody. That's how you operate as a big club. Yeah? You got targets, boom, over the line. Thank you very much. Pay, done. And decent business. It's not even bad deals. They're very good deals. The player like Cherki for around 35-40 million euros. It's about 30-35 million pounds. Come on, man. Aït-Nouri, similar money. Reinders in midfield. Similar money, maybe a little bit more. Unbelievable. Fair play to City. Fair play. That's it. And like I've said, to have all of them in time for the Club World Cup, you're going to see a brand new Man City at the Club World Cup. Brand new. We'll see how this one's going to turn out. Let me know your thoughts down below. Back to Chelsea. We have made a signing, actually. Talking about Man City signing these sort of players, then Chelsea just do Chelsea things, really, isn't it? Here it is. Let me show you. Welcome to Chelsea, Mamadou Sarr. Yes, so Mamadou Sarr. Chelsea is delighted to confirm the transfer of Mamadou Sarr from Ligue 1 side RC Strasbourg, with the defender signing a contract until 2033. I love how Chelsea have phrased that. You know, we confirmed the transfer of Sarr from Ligue 1 side RC Strasbourg, like we don't know them. You know, they could have just said from our sister club, but no. From that French side, what's that, Strasbourg? Yeah, from them. We signed him from there. Come on, guys. This is Bluco doing this. That's it. Unbelievable. Now, Look, Mamadou Sarr, I don't want to gaslight, yeah? I want to be honest with you guys. Had a decent time at Strasbourg, yeah? For his worth, for his level, for his age. But I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect from him at Chelsea. I really don't know. And I don't know, why is he going back on loan? He's going back on loan to Strasbourg, surely. Surely he's going on loan back to Strasbourg. But if that was the case, why didn't we just keep him at Strasbourg? Because Blueco owned the club as well. You know, why actually buy him and get money off the budget when we've got him at Strasbourg if we're not going to use him now? Which means I beg the question, are we going to bring him in and use him now? I don't know. Maybe he's going to be there for the Club World Cup. I have no idea. Anyway, that's Mamadou Sarr. We'll wait and see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anything that you know or you want to share on Mamadou Sarr, let me know down below. And we'll see where it all transpires. I think he might be at the Club World Cup, if I'm honest. If we've signed him now, surely he plays for Chelsea at the Club World Cup. I don't know. The thing is, the Club World Cup is a weird one because it's a serious competition. But it almost is pre-season. But it's not. It's a weird dynamic. So I don't know what sort of team we're going to actually have at the Club World Cup. Are we going to be super competitive? Or is there going to be moments because of the opposition that we have in the group phase? Maybe we're going to be a little bit experimental. You know, like when we play LAFC. I'll get to that in a bit, actually. But maybe we're going to be a bit experimental. I don't know. Anyway, that's Sarr. Joins Chelsea. I guess welcome, mate. Anyway, Tottenham. What's latest there? Get into it. Understand Thomas Frank has verbally agreed terms with Spurs. Ongoing discussions over backroom staff. Deal subject to Frank's release clause being triggered, but the Brentford boss expected to replace Ange Postecoglou. It's going to be Thomas Frank at this rate. And like I've told you before, expect more of the same from Tottenham. It is the history of the Tottenham. That's it. You won your trophy. Congrats. Now be prepared for oblivion again. For, I don't know, 15, 20 years maybe this time round. I don't know. But, you know, the race for top four is always on. Always. So I think that's where we're going to find Tottenham under Thomas Frank. For him, it's a step up. Don't get me wrong. For him, it's a step up from Brentford to Tottenham now. As much as we want to mock Tottenham. But it is a step up in terms of the manager's profile. In terms of his CV, his career. Brentford are never going to be in the question of competing in a European competition. It's just not going to happen. They might come close. Maybe a Conference League spot. But Tottenham is a step up. So for him, it's good. Can he perform? Can he do well? I don't know what is defined as well at Tottenham. What is defined as well? I don't know. I can't relate. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Good luck to him. Not so much good luck to him, to be honest, Tottenham. But we'll see what happens with Thomas Frank. How do you think he's going to perform? Let me know down below. Now, I said this yesterday after we got the news. Spalletti had been sacked by Italy, and I mentioned this, and now it seems like this is actually the number one option. Well, let's get into it. Claudio Ranieri is the first choice to become the new manager of Italy, reports Gazzetta dello Sport. Listen, I really hope this happens. It's like I said yesterday. He's the only logical one that can come in and actually steer the ship. Italy have been I don't want to sound harsh, but I think it's true. And I say the truth here, right? It's been a disgrace. Yeah, Italians will agree here. It's been a disgrace. For Italy and what Italy should be achieving here, this has been not just poor. It's like I said yesterday, you know, you might as well be a San Marino. Ranieri, I feel like, has the expertise. His club career is over. That's it. It's time for him to retire, but I think he does deserve the right to manage his country. I think he's accomplished enough in the game to be able to handle managing his country. I think he's got enough experience and expertise in order to manage his country. He's got a fantastic character. I think he's someone that can really bring a team together. The good old Tinkerman. I think he can motivate them and get them really going. So, look, we'll see how this one shapes. I do think that there really isn't anyone else that's available and in line who's Italian. Best believe, Italy need an Italian. Yeah, I don't think anyone else can come into the Italy team and get them going. The Italians, especially the mentality, only an Italian can manage that. I feel like Ranieri is the perfect guy to go to, right? It's a chance for him to manage his country, try and get the objective, and then he can retire from football. The last job, I think it's the right one too. So Ranieri, I hope it happens. And if it does happen, I will be paying attention to Italy very attentively because I think he'll get them back at least to a decent level. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Now, from Italy, this is actually tragic news. Really tragic, right? Check this out. Italian football club Brescia are set to go extinct after 114 years having been declared bankrupt. And if you look at that picture, if you know who these guys are, you know who these guys are. Legend. Most of you will know who the one on the right is because you can just about recognize him. Andrea Pirlo. And the one on the left, you should know. Roberto Baggio. Baggio was a flipping legend. Baggio was a free bird. You know, done things his way. The raw energy, but boy, oh boy, what a player. It's sad. Brescia, 114 years, and they're just going to cease to exist. I think what will happen is the club will still remain, but it'll have to be started from scratch again from the bottom of the pyramid. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And to think, like, they were proper Serie A side back in the day. They were Serie B as well. They've had players, if I'm reading here, they've had Baggio, they've had Guardiola, they've had Pirlo, they've had Balotelli. They've had some guys, man. It's pretty crazy to think that a team like this is just folded. 114 years of history as well, just down the pan. So it's sad. I hope that something maybe can happen last minute, but don't hold your breath. And I also think that they'll have to start again from grassroots and work their way up. Maybe they can do something, you know, maybe they can. You look at some other examples. I use this in England. FC United of Manchester is one that started off pretty grassroots, and they got themselves up to a decent level in terms of non-league and then fighting for promotions. The whole Wimbledon, Milton Keynes saga, if you remember, that was crazy. AFC Wimbledon had to start off as a split-off branch from what Wimbledon turned into, MK Dons. And you look at how far Wimbledon have come from starting again to end up taking over MK Dons and ended up in the same league as them, ending up beating them, ending up doing all sorts. So there's always a way back, but it's going to take a lot of time. So I wish them the best of luck. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. And to wrap up, let's have a giggle. Well, unless you're an Arsenal fan, you won't like this. So breaking. Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal was almost done. But a call from Real Madrid has now changed everything. The situation is now open. What? Now, this is coming from Jose Felix Diaz, right? Now, if you know this guy, do you remember tic-tac, 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 the whole Eden Hazard thing? That guy. But he's very, very Real Madrid connected. Yes, with Zubimendi, I mean, we got the here we go and all sorts, didn't we? Zubimendi was joining Arsenal. I remember praising it. It just disappeared. Nothing's happened. What's happened? He's not going to Arsenal now or what? Listen, when Real Madrid come calling, they come calling. It's as simple as that. So we'll see what's going to transpire with this one. I think it makes sense because if not, Zubimendi will be with Arsenal right now. Or he'll at least, you know, be on the way to a medical or something, right? Something. But we'll see. It's unclear. So that's Zubimendi. That's Real Madrid and Arsenal. Arsenal, you might want to get this one over the line. If not, it's not going to look good. I'll say that. Now, talking about Spain, because Zubimendi was with Spain, Spain lost the Nations League final yesterday to Portugal. Congrats to Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a Ronaldo guy. What can I say? You know, I love Messi. Don't get me wrong. As a player, phenomenal, right? The guy is I'm not going to enter this Ronaldo-Messi debate. I'm just not. Okay, I think both should be respected. Both can coexist. Both have different traits. Both boss to the game in their own ways. Just at the same time. But Ronaldo winning it at 40 like this, flip. Well, and he scored. And he played with an injury. He got injured in the warm-up and went the whole game. That's why he got taken off. Mental. But Portugal deserved that. But what I will say, because Portugal looked good and looked more cohesive, Spain bottled it hard. Because Spain have the players and the team to be able to get the job done. But their manager made some questionable decisions yesterday that I just don't understand. You know, taking off Lamine Yamal. He's young, taking off Nico Williams. He's young, taking off all these guys. And then bringing on who? Morata. Brother, what are you doing? When you know it's heading into extra time, it's heading into penalties, and you're taking off your best players and your best shooters. What? Doesn't make any sense. Now, I think in terms of depth, you'd think Spain have more. Portugal utilised theirs better. And Spain left players on the bench that should have come on. I think Dani Olmo should have come on. Didn't play him. You know? Maybe Gavi should have come on. Didn't play him. Brought on Marino, who's been good for Arsenal. I'm not going to lie. He's been good. But Morata? Really? What do you expect? Literally, when Morata come on, and when he stepped up for, not even stepped up for the pen. It's funny. I was talking with someone whilst the game was going on. And they were watching as well. I was like, Morata's come on. I was like, he's gonna lose you the game. And I'll be honest, I said that as a joke because it's Morata. But in the back of our heads, we're like, yo, this is a distinct possibility. It can happen. And then when it went to penalties, I did say, I was like, you know, Morata's going to be the one to miss. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to work that one out. Everyone had seen it and noticed it. It would have been Morata to miss. And lo and behold, it was Morata to miss. Because it's Morata. And I have to be honest, the manager, what are you doing? Morata has already come out publicly to talk about his mental health struggles, talk about depression, how, you know, he's not been all there. And then you send him up for a penalty to win the Nations League. Are you smacked? It's baffling. So in my eyes, they deserve to lose. Yeah, for that, they deserve to lose. Portugal were brilliant. From head to toe, were brilliant. More cohesive, more like a team. Applied more pressure. They were more intense. They had better blend to their game. And on penalties, they were just lethal. And Diogo Costa. What a goalkeeper. Class. So, congrats to Portugal. Congrats to Cristiano. Now, it's going to be interesting because I mentioned Cristiano. I'm going to end on this. The World Cup coming up. We're actually going to get Messi and Ronaldo playing another competition. I thought we'd ended this. I thought it was done. But no, it's not done yet. These guys still got one more in them. Honestly, I respect it. I respect it a lot. So we'll see how this one's going to transpire. Let me know your thoughts down below. It's the final chance for Ronaldo to get some sort of redemption here because Messi's got a World Cup. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see all of you later on. Video number 2. Make sure you're there. Subscribe, notification bell on. Catch you then in a bit. Take care, and peace.